I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Nigeria, we hail thee. Somebody made a comment on one of my posts. He said, who are you, Dr. Charles Apoki? Are you a pastor, the voice of the Almighty God? Or you are a social commentator that you comment on a spiritual stroke canal? His spelling of canal was canal, a track of water. Yes, I am all of that and even more. When pastors restrain themselves to only preaching about heaven and about sin and about raising money and whatever, and they are not interested in what happens in their country, they have no right to complain, and they have no right to call us for prayer and fasting for the good of our nation. They can be charged for accessory to the corruption and the decay in our society. Martin Luther King Jr., Desmond Tutu, Cardinal Sin of the Philippines, they all contributed to the changes that took place. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson Jr., and all that. When Nigeria goes wrong, when things go wrong in our country, our pastors hide. They hide. They won't say anything. But when it affects them, they start crying. Most of them don't talk because they have meat in their mouth. And when you have meat in your mouth, you can't whistle. The Bible calls them mute dogs. Can't bark. So, we're going to have lesson 1 on Kwamology. So this is Kwamology 001. What is Kwamology? Kwamology is the disruption of social services, social order by an aggrieved individual who feels that his rights have been trampled upon by by those who he is client to, and that he has a right to do whatever he deems fit in order for his or her rights to be restored or respected. That is Kwamology. Somebody who practices kwamological behavior is a kwamologist. And so we have had 3 main courses, 3 main modules to study. So we are going to study Kwamology 001. Kwamology 001 occurred when a passenger that booked a ticket for an airline got to the check-in counter after it had closed, and he claimed to have checked in online. But there are still rules. The rules state that the counter will close at a certain time, and after it has closed, no passenger will be allowed to board, because each plane has an allocated time to taxi and to depart. If it does not at that time, it disrupts all the tower control time schedule. And so Kwamologist 001 got to the airport and they said the plane had departed. He was angry. He went behind the counter. First of all, locked the entrance to the terminal, prevented other passengers from coming in, and disrupted operations in the counter, He was seen standing up with his hands in his pockets, addressing a crowd. That is Kwamology's 001. And there are basic things. Even if you have checked in online, you must get to the airport before the counter closes. No, it's not an excuse. Number two, airport rules are changing rapidly. Every time I go to YouTube, I check for what is no longer allowed. My son booked, what's this air now? Wizz Air, for me to travel from Switzerland to Switzerland, Italy to Switzerland. And I had bought another box because when I wanted to check in with the former box I had, the hand luggage, in France, I was told that it does not size the overhead luggage compartment of Wizz Air, that I needed to pay $76. So my last born bought another one for me. They measured it with the stand of Wizz Air in the shopping mall. So I was to board from Italy to Switzerland. I hope I'm not confusing you. And Wizz Air told me that it was only one check-in luggage that I could carry. But even in local flights in Nigeria, I've been carrying the bag on my shoulder, the brown bag, and the hand luggage. So the lady said, even if it was a laptop, that I needed to pay $76. I needed to board. She said unless I put everything in the hand luggage, she was not concerned about weight. And so I removed everything from that bag across my shoulder that had my BP apparatus and some other things. I put the bag inside the hand luggage and held my BP apparatus in my hand and one other thing. I asked the lady, where can I throw these things into? She said, no, carry them like that into the aircraft. And I boarded. I avoided the trouble, the drama that could have arisen, because I was heading somewhere. Number two, I was to fly from Glasgow to Belfast. When I checked my ticket, there was no gate, boarding gate. And then they said I should check the screen, the notification boards, and there was no boarding gate. And they stipulated there that at 10 minutes after 8, they were going to display the gate where I was to board to Belfast. 10 minutes after 8, the gate was displayed, and I was waiting for announcement. Learn this, that people going to Belfast with is it Ryanair or one thing should go to the gate so to board. I did not hear any announcement. They did not make any announcement. But by instinct, I had Googled before now that in some airports, to reduce noise pollution, that they no longer announce the gate where you will board. That you should just look at the screen and go to your gate when it is displayed. So I started heading towards my gate, and that distance was quite long. Fortunately for me, the aircraft was still on ground. I was the third to the last person that boarded. I could have missed that flight without knowing that the rules have changed, that they might not announce your flight to reduce noise pollution. And so the rules are the rules. And you must conform to them because you are not an expert in that industry. Kwamologist 1 had no punishment, nothing done to him, because Kwamologist 1 is a big man. Big man. Maybe they even apologized to him. So, in this country, even when you are wrong, nothing happens because you are a big man. And so, if you are a big man, obey the rules of the other person's industry. If you are not a senator, if you go to the Senate, obey the rules operating in the Senate. It's like obeying the government. It is called delegated legislative authority. The government has delegated authority to that industry to regulate it. So, if you disobey the rules and you misbehave as a kwamologist, you are disregarding the country. You have no regard for the rules of the country. And there are too many big men that don't have regard for rules. I was flying in from Amsterdam and into Nigeria. We were in the long queue. One man just jumped the queue and came to the front. I was not in the mood to protest because I knew that in a few minutes I would leave there. Somebody saw my gray hair and called me gray hair, gray beards, and called me, "Oga, come. And where are you coming from?" I explained and all that and all that. And I don't know what he was looking for. I told him, type this name on your Android phone. And he typed it. And then he saw me on his phone. I didn't know a legend was standing in front of me. I hope I treated you well. I respected your age. Fine. He did not misbehave. But treat every person with courtesy. Treat every person with respect. The fact that some seats are still vacant in the aircraft does not mean that you have a right to go to the plane when your time is over. Africans don't respect other people's time. Africans don't respect their own time, particularly Nigerians. Kwamologist 1 was not sanctioned. He was not taken to court. He was not sued by other airlines. That is Kwamology 1 for you in Nigeria. Big man Kwamology. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. We shall be looking at Kwamologist 2 and we will do an analysis. And we are going to look at Kwamology 3. We also do an analysis. I have properties for sale. I have books for sale. I have a WhatsApp mentorship group and WhatsApp webinars every month. We have books in the UK. We have counseling sessions. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62 to register for the webinar that is coming up in September, 6th and 7th September. You will learn a lot. And also for properties and for counseling. The number again, +234 80 21 21 92 22. God bless you.